Hello members, welcome to a little walk around Melbourne City. I've just been out filming something, which I'll explain on a different video to you, but now I'm heading back home. Maybe catching up with Victor, I don't know. I said to him that I'm heading his way, so might catch up with him, may not, but we're just going to walk around the city and show you around, starting with the dirtiest river of the planet, the Yarra River. And it is the dirtiest river on the planet, I'll assure you. They say God walked on water. Was it God or Jesus? One of them walked on water. It was Melbourne. It was from all the pollution and cars and dead bodies in that river that he managed to walk across the water. So it wasn't a miracle. He just came to Melbourne. We are at the exhibition building at the moment, behind where the tram is. You can see there is what they call Jeff Shed exhibition building. They have different sort of exhibitions there. That's why it's called an exhibition building. Oh my God, I'm having great trouble today. And on this side here, everything you see in this shot now is a casino. All of that is a casino. Can you believe it? It is as big as the whole city, basically. Here, this used to be Melbourne's biggest building, the Rialto. It's no longer the biggest building. The observation deck used to be up the top there, but it has been superseded now. And over here, this was a temporary casino. While they were building the casino behind me, they had a temporary casino. And when they had the temporary casino, you had to book your table. You had to book your place at the table, and you'd have to wait for hours, if not days, to get your table. When you did get your table, nobody wanted to leave, because if you went to the toilet or something, they would end up giving your table to somebody else. So that was well known for people urinating themselves, and the whole place had a stench of urine in it, and I'm not kidding you, because people did not want to leave their tables, because if they did, it would go to the next person. Melbourne is a highly gambled city, so to speak. We're going to be heading up over this way, around this area here. We may catch Victor, we may catch some drug addicts, we may catch some rubbish, we may catch some graffiti. We're going to see all sorts on this walk. As we head on down to South Bank Boulevard. I never have much. See, look, there we go, near the bin. Okay, rubbish near the bin, and our first drug addict is sitting there near the bin. I never have much good things to say about Australia. I think you know this. And it's not Australia as a block of land, as I keep saying. Australia as a block of land is very good, and we should be very lucky. But the thing is, because we are so very lucky, people take it for granted and take advantage of it. And there's no laws here anymore. You can get away with anything. So drugs are a big problem, and so therefore drug crimes is a big problem. And they try playing music down here. Oh, look at that big doggy! Aren't you beautiful? They try play music down here to discourage the drug addicts. Over there is when they're behind where the boat is. Sorry if my volume's a bit loud. I'm wearing my external microphones and I haven't adjusted them, but I do notice that it's a bit rich. Over there, that's where the helicopter lands if you want to go for a joyride. However, they have been known to crash and kill people. Just saying. Did manage to capture it on camera a little bit earlier. So hopefully I might be able to show you it a little bit later. So Crown Boulevard, or South Bank Boulevard, has lots of restaurants and food courts at the front face. As soon as you get behind all these shops, like literally as soon as you go in the door there, past those tables, is the casino. Got good selection of ice creams going on there. And these towers, they're all along the boulevard. I've recorded this as well if you haven't seen it on the channel. And once every hour, they let flames in the air. Gas comes out and the flames go in the air. And people always say to me, or some people always say to me, oh, you don't care too much about the environment. Well, I do, but the point is I can't change the environment. Only the government can, or big business. And if they take advantage of it, what hell do I have? Those towers that go off every hour on the hour, every day of the year, every time they expel gas, they expel the same amount of gas as what a house uses in a whole year. And this goes off, I think there was like 10 booms of gas from each tower before when they had the display. 10 booms of gas, that's 10 houses for a whole year. 365 days a year they operate, and they operate from 8 p.m. until midnight, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Do the maths, that's a hell of a lot of gas wasted. Bad for the environment, yeah? So until the government sort of like pulls their finger in, why should I? A little bit of graffiti going on over there, bit of colour. Trying to get the copyright, trying to talk over the copyright music as much as I can. I have to learn to walk with a smoother walk. I know I'm not, and there's a bit of bouncing going on. It's a new camera. It doesn't have digital stabilization, so I have to learn. But I am in a rush to try catch up with Victor as well. Across the road here is the aquarium. Michael for years now has wanted us to go in the aquarium, just never have gone in the aquarium. Mainly due to the cost. It's really expensive. We would have liked to go in there for Michael, but for the price of, well, going in there, I could have, I could literally pay for a couple of nights accommodation in Japan, so go figure. There is a new law in Melbourne that came in this week that you don't get in trouble for being majorly drunk, intoxicatingly drunk, and therefore you're not held to account if you break any laws because you are drunk. So at the moment, I mean, there's always been a lot of drunk people in Melbourne, but at the moment there is a lot more. Oh, is there a lot more? I'd say they are drunker than drunk. When I was walking down here today, trying to take some shots for a different project I'm doing, a not YouTube project, so many business people and that were just absolutely pissed, like really, really pissed, and swearing and carrying on and being abusive. There were children everywhere, and children hear this, children grow up with this, and then they're going to be like this. So, I don't know. Well, I don't know. That's why we like Japan, because it's not like this. That's the train viaduct going on over there. We will be heading towards the river. So you can see these guest towers are still going on. Ooh, let there be light. I don't know how bouncy this is. I've got to kind of like, I've still got my bad back, but I've got to walk to a decent speed to try see if I can catch up with Victor. I don't know if I'm going to, but I did say to him, let's catch up and catch a train home together, and he was like, yeah, maybe. So I don't know if he was extremely keen to, but that's what I'm trying to do. Because he's in church. Up here, that's the Eureka Tower, that one there. And even though you can't see, the top 10 floors are gold. And they're really gold. They are 24 karat gold. And this is the biggest building over here with the gold on it here. That's the biggest building there. The name of it fails to come to mind at the moment, but I'm sure you really don't need to know that. Let's send Victor a message. Just tell him, hey Victor, I am now heading your direction. I will be there at about 8:30, 8:45 at Latrobe Street, opposite the library. If he hears that. Oh, there we go. We've got a train on the viaduct. A couple of trains on the viaduct. Oh, put the camera up, Mark. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the camera. This is a homeless guy that always plays his drums. Oh, why is the camera down low? Put the camera up a bit. That's better. Yeah. Crown Casino again over here. That's a hotel. We'll be going in there at Christmas time because they'll have the Christmas decorations up. As we go on, the old rail bridge for Australia's first train line. If you have not seen my Tram 109 video, this was the very first train line and bridge for trains in Australia. Of course, updated many times. Not holding trains anymore. Used to go to Port Melbourne before Mr. Government decided the casinos make more money than public transport. Very corrupt government in Victoria. I'd say it even washes off onto the people. It's a really dirty city. Very little pride in Melbourne. But gambling is a big thing here. Everybody does it. Money talks in Melbourne. Well, these glass panels are different countries from around the world. You can see some of them are already smashed from the locals. But yeah, each country is represented with a sheet of glass to highlight what used to work multiculturalism in Australia. I don't know if it really works anymore or as good as it did. I think there are issues waiting to boil over. Everybody's angry now, see, everybody's angry. As we look back at the bridge, And then look up at the Eureka Tower. So yes, the Eureka Tower is this one. It is shorter than that one. Bit of an optical illusion going on there. That is the tallest building in Melbourne. Go up to Flinders Street Station. The train station looks pretty on the outside. It's really in bad condition on the inside. One thing Melbourne doesn't have is much pride, and everything's rotting away. This grand old station, if you saw inside, is not going to see another 20 years. It's going to get to the point where it's just so dangerous, ready for collapse. They'll either have to pull it down before it collapses, or they'll just wait for it to collapse. You're not allowed to go in it now. It's so dangerous. The building, I managed to go in there a few times, especially when I used to work for the public transport system. And yeah, the walls are collapsing in there, the ceilings are collapsing, all the paint is lead paint. It's all flaking off the walls. There's exposed electrical wires, everything you could imagine in there, which is really a shame. I mean, if they're not going to use it for train, I mean, originally that's where the management of the trains were and the people that controlled all the trains. They could convert that into like a luxury hotel. They could convert it into like a shopping centre within the city area. There's so many things they can do with that building. They just choose not to. And I'm sure, well, God, everywhere we go, the lights are coming on. And I'm sure if they did convert it into a shopping centre or a hotel, it would make its money. It would certainly make its money, you know, to pay for the revamp. Okay, now we're going to go in the underpass. Bit dodgy, bit dirty, bit feral. Here we go. Especially really super bouncy. I'm so sorry. Victor finishes his... see, look how dirty like the walls and that are. It's never been cleaned in a million years. Melbourne had the longest lockdown for COVID, and people say, why was it locked down for so long? Well, quite simply, it's a dirty city. And in being a dirty city, they could never get on top of the virus. You know, you got places like Perth that had pretty much zero COVID. And then you had Melbourne, which was locked down every week. I'd say Melbourne is the dirtiest place I've ever been to anywhere on this planet, and I've been to a hell of a lot of places. Oh, green light. This is a part of the city you don't really want to be hanging around in. Drug and homeless central here. and yeah, not a good place to be. As we get to the other side of the city, further through the city, it becomes the more Asian side, international student side of the city, and it becomes quite nice because the ferals don't go down there, or the ferals stay down here. So if you are coming to Melbourne, avoid Flinders Street, Collins Street, Elizabeth Street, Swanston Street, that sort of area, and head on down to like Lonsdale and Latrobe Street, where you get the international students. I am walking down Elizabeth Street, Victor. I am 5 minutes away from the library, if you are around. Come on. I don't like turning the camera around or doing too much in this area. It's not a good place. As we oh, EB Games. That's new. Rubbish everywhere in Melbourne. Such a dirty city. If you want drugs, if you want crime, if you want rubbish, really poor living standard, Melbourne is the place for you. We do enjoy every time we leave Melbourne. Don't need to worry about buying a tram ticket in Melbourne. The locals are the biggest fare evaders in the world. That's fact. So pretty much everybody is a criminal here. And that is actually a fact. It is not me making it up. Again, part of my previous job I had to do. Melbourne has the highest fare evasion on the planet. And it's not just drug addicts or teenagers, it's little old grannies, it's everybody. God, I sound so negative, don't I, about Melbourne? Because I like, oh man. And see, when you go to Japan and you come back here, it highlights how bad this place is. I mean, graffiti in a city, come on. Lots of people on the footpath hassling for money. Now, remember, I have been to some of the poorest places on the planet. Lufu, parts of Asia, etc. And they're poor, they got zero, nothing. Here, whenever you see a homeless person in Australia, just let it be known that they have a pocket of what they call Centrelink, government money. Every week they get 600 Australian dollars. They have it in their pocket and they choose to be on the street and hassle people for money. And people give them money. It's like, man, $600 a week. But because you don't have to do anything to get government money in Australia, it's all a honour system now. You go on the computer and just say, yeah, I need it. They spend the money on drugs, alcohol. You want to fix a drug and alcohol problem? Quit the Centrelink. Bourke Street Pedestrian Mall. It is a pedestrian mall, so this is why I am walking on a tram track at the moment. I'm not just being a rebel. You might notice in fact I shouldn't walk here, I'll tell you why. You might notice there's a lot of obstacles and bollards as we go along, all the way down. Melbourne, every couple of months, has cars running over people, drug addicts in cars running over people. They're doing the Myer Christmas windows at the moment. I'll explain them in a future stream. So yeah, so many people get killed in Melbourne from cars mowing them down. Bourke Street Mall, where we are, was one of the worst ones, where I think a dozen people got killed, including some babies and the like. So because of it, they have to put these barriers up everywhere now. But it doesn't stop them. Just literally, God, a couple of weeks ago, at the end of Bourke Street, just at the end here, there was another car that mowed people down at the tram stop. So no matter what you do, no matter what they put up, it's not going to stop them. The only thing that can stop them is police and being heavy upon crime, but they're not. No police. Well, that's a glittery dress. There it is. Get rid of the drugs, get rid of the crime. I'm at Bourke and Swanston Street, Victor. So yeah, just across the road here was the people that got killed the other week by the car. Because unfortunately, when you have trams, you can't put bollards everywhere, and because you can't put bollards everywhere, we've got some druggers behind me there on the footpath. I don't know if you could see them. Yes, down there. Because you can't put bollards where like trams are, there will always be cars running over people.
It's not that.
And we are near Victor. We are not far away. If he's there, he may not be there. He never guaranteed me whatsoever that he was going to be down here. But oh, the sweet smell of horrible marijuana. Oh God, I hate that smell. It's all throughout my building. Oh, it stinks. And now we're getting in the more Asian-y side of the city. with the Asian students. Vending machine, nice. You can see the whole vibes changed from the restaurants to more people being out and about, a little bit safe around here, much more alive. Very different, isn't it? From one side of the city to the other. And then as we get further down, it'll get better and better. It gets worse in a minute, only because it joins up with the main shopping centre in the city. But we have a game in Australia called Spot. Hi, you're there, hi.
Hey!
How are you?
Where are we?
Where are you? You're there.
Ah!
There you are. Hi. Hi. We have a game in Melbourne, in fact, called Spot the Aussie. Take them away and me away, and that's about it. That's not a racist comment. I actually feel safer because there is no Aussies in this part of Melbourne. I feel much safer around here. This shop's pretty cool over here. You pick your skewers, your raw skewers, and then they cook them up for you. But we're starting to get into the little Australian bit again, as I mentioned. So once we cross these traffic lights, you'll notice again the difference in the vibe. Ambulance over there already, just to highlight the fact. See what I mean? It's gone back to how it was near Flinders Street. But then once you pass this block, it'll go back to being safe again, back in the more Asian student area. And we're at the tram stop. I don't know if Victor is waiting for me or not. He might have already gone home. But I am here. So thank you for joining us on this little walk. I'm going to go hunt Victor down, and that was a nighttime test anyway on the camera. And I will see you all soon, I guess. Take care.
traveling around, taking center stage.